What's up, guys? I got some slicked hair today, and we're gonna be doing some headliner work. That's terrible. What's up, guys? I'm wearing Superman. No, I'm not wearing Superman. I mean, I am, but you guys think I forgot about this E31 project? Headliner. Dude, just take a look at this. There is nothing left. Nothing left. We got this awesome suede headliner. This is not Alcantara. It is suede with a foam back. All right, I know what you might be thinking. Why did I decide to use suede? Well, number one, it was cheaper. Number two, it was available. And after posting some of these pictures up, actually the suede looks good, but it's not as quality as I want it to be. So I got approached by Graham at ASC Fabrics, link down in the description below, and he said, with a high quality build, you want to go with a high quality material, like a synthetic Alcantara for headlining material. And I said, hey, I'm all about it. We have an E31, we have an S85, and this is gonna be an epic build, so we gotta use epic materials, and that's exactly what we're gonna do here. So for the rear parcel shelf, I'm actually going to be leaving this as the suede, but for the main headliner material and the A and C pillars, we're gonna be moving to the Alcantara. So you're gonna watch me rip this up and start over again from scratch, and I will go into exactly how I will apply the Alcantara, cut it up, and get it completely glued in. So thank you again to Graham at ASC Fabrics for getting the material to me so quickly. And I hope that this inspires you and your builds to do something just like this and really get your headliner done as well. It's actually not as hard as it looks. So yeah, so I mean, this was the suede that I had, and you know, it worked out really well. I really like it. It looks beautiful, but I just don't think it's going to hold up in the long term. So I did make some mistakes here. You know, right in here, I got some glue that popped through there, and right over here, and a couple of other locations as well. And it's just not perfect. I want it to look nicer. I want it to look better, more quality. So I'm going to rip this up, and I'm going to be replacing it. Now let's make a quick comparison of the suede to the Alcantara and see what the actual material actually looks like. So here we have our suede, and on top of that is the Alcantara. Much different fabrics. In fact, this one is a foam backed. You can see the foam right there, and this one does not have any backing. The foam back is a blessing and a curse. It helps to ease the undulations of the tight curves of any type of headliner, but the problem is that it creases. It creases, and it also prevents a sunroof from opening and closing, from things fitting correctly, because BMW did not use a foam-backed headliner. So when you add foam, you're actually decreasing whatever tolerances there were between two interfaces. So that's a big problem when you use a foam-backed headliner on something that's not intended to be foam-backed. So this is not foam-backed, and I think that it will actually adhere really nicely. As you can tell, the Alcantara is a little bit lighter, and it doesn't trap in the dirt like the suede does. You can see the suede actually has like little pieces of, you know, dirt and sawdust and stuff like that. Well, you know, we're in a basement, so, but this doesn't really trap that stuff nearly, and it cleans so much better. It cleans a lot easier. So what I want to do is remove the suede from the main headliner. I also want to focus on the A and C pillars and get them done first, because they're going to be a little bit easier. It's going to be good practice to get the A and the C pillars done first. So we'll do them first, and then we'll work on getting the main headliner done in the Alcantara as well. All right, now the glue has been removed. The entire old headliner has been completely removed. And I used a drill in order to remove all of the old foam from the back. And this is basically ready to go. But before we do this, I want to practice on a couple pieces, and these are the easy ones. This is the Alcantara right here, and this is an A-pillar. I actually have two A-pillars here, so I'm just going to do both of these concurrently, and I'm going to cut one long strip, and then I'm just going to, you know, use this, so headliner adhesive. This is a 3M, don't know what the number is actually. I don't even know if there is a number on it. A 3M headliner adhesive here that's going to end up spraying a light coat on there. Then you just put the headliner on, the material on, and then you just trim to size. So I want to take this, basically keep them backwards, just like that. And here's the other one right here. I'm going to cut the fabric just like that, and then, you know, and then just start spraying and applying and see how everything turns out. It's a small piece, so if I can't do it, then I always have extra material, so I can always just redo it. But I just want to see if it works well on this small piece first. Before we go any further, I think it's worth noting that these A and C pillars were destroyed. All the clips were broken, and replacing them is up to $600 in OEM parts. So what I decided to do, if you take a look at the video right up there, was to fix the clips using a plastic welder. And it basically took all the clips and got them back to OEM standard. Actually, it's better because it's not using the brittle plastic pieces that are there now. Take a look at that video right up there, and it'll go through exactly how I fixed and replaced all those clips using the factory pieces. So in an attempt to make this as descriptive as possible, I want to do this in 3 different ways to help describe and teach you guys what I'm doing. Remember, I'm learning as I go here myself. But the first is just going to be a regular time lapse, right, with the music behind it, and hopefully you can gather most of what I'm doing from that. It's pretty self-explanatory. However, I do plan on doing a second, which is going to be like a time lapse with a voiceover, so I can explain to you what I'm doing and how I'm doing it during the time lapse. And the third is going to be an actual cutout of real time of what I'm doing and explaining what I'm doing as I'm actually doing it. We'll be practicing that third one with the actual headliner. So first, let's go right into the time lapse. Now, let's do the voiceover time lapse. So when you're doing this, you really have to be careful about your edges, and you gotta push down with a lot of force to make sure that glue really sticks. You gotta do one edge at a time. You do too much at once, and you're not gonna have enough fingers in order to hold it all down. But you really gotta work the material. It will stretch on you, and that's exactly what you want. You want the material to stretch right around the corners, so that when you fold everything over and you put the piece back where it belongs, it'll look seamless and professional. When you're making a switch hole, just cut the X pattern and put the switch over it. The bezel will cover any inconsistencies from the fabric. And now finally, as we do the main headliner, let's go into a description of actually what I'm doing and how to make it work. So now we have the main headliner. What we're gonna be doing here is we're gonna be doing this in halves. The first half, we're gonna put the glue down, and we're gonna be kneading the glue through and getting it through around all the curves. And then we're gonna flip it over and fold it back over, and we're gonna be doing the other side. This is actually a lot easier because this is the back half of the headliner where there really aren't a lot of stark curves that we need to be concerned with. So what I did was I laid out the entire headliner so that I know that I have enough extra material so that when I do go around, I don't have any shortage of material there. So just gonna take this, just shift it over like that, And we're gonna start spraying all of our adhesive down. And then we take this and fold it over and just start working it in. So this is a 3M headliner adhesive. It's a 38808. And what you want to do is you basically want to generously spray on both the headliner and the material. And then you adhere them together, and that's where you start putting it all together. So this is how we're going to do it. Now what you want to do is you basically want to spray it, and you need to wait about 3 or 4 minutes until it's tacky. But by the time I'm actually ready to put these two pieces together, it's going to be pretty tacky because that time would have had elapsed by then. Just spray it all over. You don't have to go crazy with that since you already have glue on the other side. Once you apply pressure is when the glue really starts to take effect. Just like this. Start from the center and work your way out. Start from the center and work your way out. Start from the center and work your way out. Good. Okay. Now you can put more pressure down on it once you know that it's kind of set in its place. You want to take this, fold it over, and get the other side. If I pull it back, it'll actually stop right there, just like that. Now this is obviously a lot harder to do, this area here, because of all the really tight turns, so there's a lot more massaging that needs to happen here, but at least I know that nothing's gonna move on me since the back part of the headliner has already been set. So I'm going to lay the glue down on this piece, and then I'm just gonna lay it over and then just start massaging from here back. And then obviously later I can start gluing on the back side and start spraying more glue over here and cut this up and start laying things down and kind of getting the shape that it's required. Down, use pressure. Make sure you get really pushing it down into those curves. Really important. Gotta let this stretch. It will stretch, and that's okay. At this point, my wife cannot stand the smell of the glue, so I'm gonna start working on my own here and doing a time lapse of the rest of the massaging of those inside corners. All right, the headliner is just about done. I trimmed out some of the pieces here for the sunroof and the visor lights and stuff like that. And we certainly need to continue to roll these edges over to give it that really fine finished look, because these are all ragged still right now, but I did cut them all off, at least generally speaking. And now let's turn this over. Let's continue to glue all on the back side of this and get all of this on the back side glued up and finish it up. Let's get this thing installed. Now let's get these puppies installed. All right, we're in the garage and we got our headliner. And I still got the porn stash. And yes, it's gonna slowly fade. It'll slowly fade. We have the headliner now in the garage. A and C pillars are in. The parcel shelf is also in the garage. We're ready to throw this puppy in. All right, let's do this. Let's just do it. I don't know, I'm a little nervous, but let's just do it. Okay, so we have the headliner installed and it is feeling good. The headliner is installed. We have everything except the A and C pillars installed, and there's reasons why I haven't installed them yet. The first is because I have a new rear windshield that we put in, and I think that rear windshield has a couple of pinouts on them that doesn't correlate to the car wiring, so I need to make sure that that's not for defroster wires or if it's for an FM antenna, AM antenna, or even a phone. I'm just not sure, so I need to do a little bit more research. And I really wanted to just get this video out to you to show you how I did the headliner. So I'm gonna hold off on the C pillars. Second reason I'm holding off on the C pillars is because once I install one of these things, it's not gonna come out without breaking it. So I wanna make sure that I install these once. Because when I remove it, if I forgot something, it's going to break these clips. I'm gonna have to plastic weld them, and I don't want to do that either. So I'm going to hold off on installing them, but it will be on this future video, so don't worry. It's not like you won't be able to see it. And also the A pillars is I broke the front windshield, and I need to have it replaced. So it's going to get done in a couple of days, and as a result, I don't want to have the A pillars in the way of removing the windshield. So I'm going to wait on that as well. But like I said, I just want to get the video out to you guys, really. That's really all I really wanted. So I think that I've done enough here in this segment in order to give you guys just enough to show that I'm making some good progress on this car. And I'm very excited about moving forward on this and just keep on chipping away at it. Very complex swap, and I'm very excited about getting this thing the first start. So thank you so much to Graham at ASC Fabrics. Again, link down below, link in the description. Check him out, guys. This is really good, high quality fabric, and I really enjoyed working with him. And thank you, Graham, for the sponsorship on this video. And I'm just looking forward to moving forward. So anyway, I'm done rambling. I'm out of here, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and take care until the next video. Take it easy. Later.